Hey, what's going on? Today is November the 14th, Friday morning, and I got a big wedding tomorrow night, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about my equipment. And we talked in another video about the things that we don't normally show you, like the load in and the load out and all that other stuff. We make the DJing part look easy, but for some of you guys who are just starting out, I'm going to show you what all I have to put in my van whenever I go and do a gig. Okay, I'm going to turn this camera around. I'm going to show you all my DJ equipment. Alright, now you see all this? All this has to go in my van, and well, it can be quite heavy, that's for sure. I'll just show you each part of it. First of all, the main speakers right here. These are my two JBLs, and they're pretty heavy. They weigh probably about 40 or 50 pounds a piece, so they're pretty heavy when you lift them. But they do a good job, and I've had them for 5 years, and they're really reliable. Alright, got my two amps right here. Now, they're both identical. They're both QSC 1000 watt amps, and really what I use both of them for is actually one of them is my main amp, and the other one is just a backup. I keep it with me just in case my first amp goes out. That second one will be there as a backup. But I also use that second one in case I have to use all four of my JBL speakers. I use that other one to power the other speakers in case I need to do that, which I don't do that very often. Only for like really big gigs, like if I've got a school dance or something like that. It's going to require a lot more sound. Alright, now speaking of the other speakers, I keep those speakers right under here. Alright, these are my other JBL speakers. These are the brand new ones. I've only used them once. But they are identical to my other speakers over here. And really, like I said, the only time I'll ever use those is if I have a really big gig that's going to require me to have a lot more sound. Like if I've got to say like a big school dance or something like that. That's the only time that I'll use all four. But most of the time, I'll only take these two speakers over here with me. And of course, those are also good for backup as well. This big gray tub here, I'm not going to show you what all's in it, but that's some of my lights. That's where I keep the derby lights and the rotor lights and some spare cables and things like that for my lights. And then right up here, these two cans right here, or these two containers, that's where I keep my Parcan lights. You can see them in there. Okay, and they all fit very nicely in there, and that's what I use those for. This bag right here, these are my light stands that I use to put the lights up. Okay, this one back here, these are extra speaker stands in case I need to use all four of the speakers. Okay, but I've got my other main stands out, which are right over here. These are the ones that I mainly use, but I use those others just in case I have to use all four speakers. Of course, I got my step ladder there. That comes in handy for whenever you have to get up on the light post and put the lights up and things like that. So that's something you need to invest in as well. Now over here, the smaller gray tub right here, that houses my main speaker cables and also my amp cables and spare cables that I need. And my mixer is also in there. I set my mixer up on top. Okay, so that it's really compact. This green bag here, that's just spare cables. It's got my spare speaker cables, which actually go for the other speakers in case I ever needed to use them. But that's really that's all I use these for. I'll even show that to you. You can see in there. You can see some of the spare cables that I use, and it's it just helps out whenever you're getting ready to do a big gig. Okay, so when you have to haul all this stuff around, yeah, it can be a pain. Let me tell you that much. It's not fun sometimes, but hey, we get paid for it, and in the end, that's what it all comes down to. Okay, thought I'd walk outside just for a sec. It looks like we might be getting some rain showers here. It's about almost 7:30 in the morning, so yeah, getting ready to get some rain showers here in just a second. Well, it's a nice morning. It's about 7:30. Just got off work at 6 o'clock, so I thought, hey, why not come out here and talk to you a little bit about a couple things and just enjoy my morning coffee. Excuse me. Gotta love the mornings here in Florida. Well, anyway, it's about 72 degrees, I think, this morning. That's pretty unusual for this time of year, being in November. Today's November the 12th, so oh well, they're saying we're supposed to get down to I think probably the 60s tonight and be in the upper 60s tomorrow. Of course, that's probably a heat wave maybe compared to where you're at. But anyway, I just want to say a quick thank you to all of you who have sent me emails. I certainly appreciate that. That really makes me feel good, knowing that you guys are watching these videos and are getting something out of it. I've gotten several emails from guys all over the country, saying that got a lot of great ideas and they enjoy watching my gig logs. And well, that, it makes me feel good when I get emails like that. So again, thank you for all the emails. Certainly do appreciate that. Now I want to talk a little bit about the economy. We talked about that in another video, and I'm gonna have to be honest with you. For me, I've noticed that so far this year, at least this season getting ready to go into the Christmas time right now, I'm not really booked up that much for December, and I think the economy has a lot to do with it. I don't have as many bookings as I would like. Let me just put it that way. Last year it was pretty busy during December, but I think the economy has a lot to do with that. But on the flip side, I've had a very good spring and a very good summer, which normally for me, usually my spring and summer is usually dead and then things pick up in the fall, but it's just been the exact opposite this time. But here's a little lesson for you, okay? I look at it this way, okay? I was able to save a lot of money because of all the weddings I had back in the spring. And see, that helps you out for times like this when things aren't going as well as you'd hope. Now, I'm not saying things are going necessarily bad. They're just not going as great as I'd hoped they'd be, at least for December. Because I'd like to get a lot more gigs and a lot more bookings. But of course, with the economy the way it is, well, those are things you got to consider. People are trying to save money, and really around here, December is not a real big time to get married. Mainly you have just Christmas parties and things like that. So that's something you got to really keep in mind. And when you really think about things like that, it's it kind of puts things into perspective for you. So that's something to think about. If things aren't going as great as you'd like. Now, I already got 2 weddings booked in January. And already next spring and summer's already starting to get booked. But probably about the next month or so, it's not going to be as busy as I would like it to be. But hey, that's okay. Sometimes you need to take a little bit of a break sometimes. And of course, I've got my job at the radio station that always helps out with that too. And now, speaking of the radio station, next week marks 12 years that I've been with that particular radio station. And it's hard to believe that it's been that long. And I really credit my mobile DJ business to my radio career, because I really think that helped jumpstart it. Because hey, I have a lot of people who tell me that they listen to me on the radio, and then when they find out I do weddings and school dances, that makes me stand out from other guys who aren't in that, so who aren't on the radio. So it really does help me out. I've actually made a name for myself and that kind of helps build on to my mobile DJ business. So there you go, just a little tip for you. Anyway, got a wedding coming up tomorrow night that'll be in Milton, Florida. We had a wedding in Milton just about a month and a half ago. That was the short wedding I told you about that ended early. Everybody had to leave early because it was at that church, and they all had about a 2-hour drive home. But it's going to be in the same town, actually just up the street from that church. So we'll be doing that wedding tomorrow night. Now, next week, I got a wedding in downtown Pensacola on Friday, and then a youth football dance on Saturday night in Defuniak Springs, Florida. I'll probably do a little bit of filming there, but since it's going to be with kids, I probably won't do a whole lot. So anyway, it's going to be a pretty busy couple of weeks, and then things will die down just a little bit right before Christmas, but hopefully get some more Christmas bookings. So anyway, you got any responses or anything like that, just feel free to drop me an email. I welcome it all the time. Or just drop a comment down here. You know what to do. Practice and enjoy.